Jane Velez Mitchell live talk with Darren Edwards, an incredible UK-born, London-based, but now LA-based musician who has written this incredible new anthem. Before we even meet Darren or hear from him, hear from his music.
Don't kill them, because there's no need. You can live perfectly without cruelty. You don't have to cause such misery, so don't kill them. If you want to save the planet, and if you say you love animals, it's so easy just to eat like you really care. You don't want to starve the children or finance poverty, but do you pay for animal cruelty?
I love it, Darren. Oh my gosh, what a rockin' song. You are a rocker.
Don't.
It's absolutely amazing. Tell us what inspired you to write this song.
Well, I've been an ethical vegan for about 22 years, and done a few songs kind of like this kind of thing, but really wanted to encapsulate the message in one song and really say it how I feel. Yeah, I just wrote this about April, May. It's pretty quick, and and put it out there on Spotify and all that. So, yeah, and then made this video, just hoping, mostly I'm hoping non-vegans will watch it and it may touch something in them to think about it at least, especially the line, why can't your compassion encircle every life, but they don't want to think about it. Just block it from their mind. So, I'm hoping something like that will make people think a little bit, and I did the performance video of me actually playing, because playing the instruments, I did everything on the song. I just did everything myself at home, basically, except for the drums. I did a friend's studio, and then I thought, I'll just play to it. Maybe it'll make it more exciting. Maybe it'll help the message get across. That's the main thing.
Well, first of all, I was watching and I was like, oh, the drummer looks very similar to the guitarist. And then I realized, it's the same person. The miracle of television and video and all sorts of editing. But I really like the beat, like, don't kill them. It just, you start out with the message. Sometimes these songs, by the time you get to the message, you've lost them. What I really like about this song is at the moment you start, and by the way, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, gave you footage to use, and we branded it, so we have approval from PETA to roll that video. Let's check out a little more of your vegan anthem, your animal rights anthem, Don't Kill Them.
You know that they feel fear, and you know that they live in hell, so please don't be the cause of their suffering. Why can't your compassion encircle every life? Don't want to think about it, just block it from your mind. Don't kill them, because there's no need. You can live perfectly without cruelty. You don't have to cause such misery, so don't kill them.
And while I'm listening to that, I'm also sharing out. Share this out to your pre-vegan friends so that they consider compassion. And really what it boils down to, Darren, and I'd like to hear your journey. You were born in Wales. You were part of like hard rock, heavy metal, however you want to describe it, you tell me. And then you ended up here in Los Angeles, and now you live in LA. What is your vegan journey?
Vegan journey, really, believe it or not, as a kid, I had animals like everybody else, and was just basically, we were decent animal lovers. But you know, never made that connection. And then one day, a girlfriend, actually, this was in the mid 90s, had two dogs. I hadn't had dogs or cats since I was a kid, you know, since I was since I left home about 17, 18 years old. And that was it then. And then, this, my girlfriend at the time had two dogs, and I didn't make that connection. And I fell in love with these dogs, and I just started then slowly making the connection. Well, wait a minute, something with pigs, I think, was the first thing. Like, wow, they're just as smart as dogs and all the obvious stuff. And then I watched a bunch of videos, VHS at the time, and it was so shocking to me. I couldn't believe it. And just almost like it was, from what I remember, it was almost like overnight, where I was like, I can't be part of this anymore. I cannot finance this industry anymore. And, and that was it. That was it. It's just like, there's just no way. And it's actually easy to me to do. It's so easy because I just think of those animals in those videos and the things I've seen, the undercover footage. And there's just no way I'm going to finance that. You vote with your money every day, as I say in the song.
You can't show the video. It's that horrifying. And,
the thing is,
yes,
people don't want to watch it. If there's nothing wrong with meat, if there's nothing wrong with eating animals, then there's no problem watching the videos, right? There's no problem watching how the meat gets on your plate. Shouldn't be a problem. It's like should be viewing for all the family because there's nothing wrong with eating meat. But of course it's wrong. It's horrific. So, it's like, and I think that the main issue is reaching friends and family that are close to us. It's hard to even change them, let alone people that we, don't even know. It's like, it's a struggle to just get friends and family members to, become even vegetarian, let alone vegan. Not that vegetarian is the greatest thing, but, it's a start, I guess. But, it's definitely, a battle just to try and get people to see the videos, because I think that changes people. It changed me.
Oh yeah. The videos are so awful that people want to go into denial and pretend it's not happening. It's funny that you mentioned that because there was this moment in the UK, since you're from the UK, where they did a commercial saying a little girl said to her dad, I don't want to eat animals anymore. And he started making vegan food, and some meat association got all bent out of shape and they did a debate. And the woman who was arguing that this was a perfectly fine commercial said, well, they slit their throats. And the newscaster was like, oh, really? And that's not, I cannot believe that you've even gone that. And she's like, but they do. Like, get out of fantasy land.
Yeah.
The animals don't drop from trees. They're tortured and murdered. Let's be real. They're killed. Their throats are slit. They're hung upside down by their leg and they're bled out. But then take out the body parts and slice them up into little pieces.
And the thing is, in 21st century America, Europe, there's no need for it. There's no need. You know what I mean? I haven't touched an animal product for 22 years, and I'm still here. So,
I haven't touched an animal product since about 24 years. So you and I went vegan around the same time, and look at us. People complain that I am obnoxiously energetic. That is the biggest complaint I get. So it's obvious millions of people are living healthier lives. In fact, look at the coronavirus, the tragedy. It's people who are suffering the worst impacts and dying have underlying conditions of heart disease, diabetes, obesity. A lot of it is connected to what they're eating. And fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains are the healthiest way to eat to prevent suffering the worst effects of coronavirus. So we're trying to save people too.
Well,
right.
I mean, you know, obviously, if no one ate animals and just left animals alone, just leave the animals alone, let them be where they are, you know, then we wouldn't have coronavirus and a lot of these diseases in the first place.
Of course not.
You know.
Yeah. There are zoonotic diseases. They jump from animals to humans. Yeah. The coronavirus was first cropped up at a slaughter market in China. People love to come up with conspiracy theories. They've all been discounted. SARS also cropped up in a slaughterhouse in a different province in China. Then you have mad cow disease. Here in the United States, you have swine flu in China cropping up again, jumping from pigs to humans. You've got avian flu. What do they all have in common? They're zoonotic diseases. And if we didn't abuse animals and we left them alone and respected them, we wouldn't be suffering right now. We're not pure victims. We're participants, those of us who eat animals and who abuse animals. But let's lighten it up with one more segment of your amazing vegan animal rights anthem, Don't Kill Them.
You vote with your money every day. And if you're against vegan, then you're pro-animal cruelty. Don't kill them, because there's no need. You can live perfectly without cruelty. You don't have to cause such misery, so don't kill them. Don't kill them, because there's no need. You can live perfectly without cruelty. You don't have to cause such misery, so don't kill them. And they all need your compassion, and none of them want to die. For you it's just another meal, but for them it's their life. So let them keep their freedom, let them keep their skin, let them keep their babies. You don't have to kill them.
Don't be so selfish and greedy.
Darren Mark Edwards, I love it. Now, I've heard a couple of vegan songs myself because what I remember hearing, I was driving around town and I heard from a famous icon, I believe it was Joan Baez, talking on public radio. And she said, until music enters the equation, it doesn't become a cultural phenomenon. And she was talking about the Vietnam War and how music took the anti-war movement to the next level. And when I heard that, I was like, whoa. So I started a Facebook page called Vegan Anthem, which hasn't really gone anywhere, but I did write a couple of songs, and we're recruiting vegan musicians to get together on Vegan Anthem. Lisa Barca is a great vegan musician. She's also a PhD in Arizona. She wrote, I Won't Go to Your Barbecue. I Don't Want to Go to Your Barbecue. It's a hilarious song, a vegan song. I wrote Go Vegan Go, which Simone Reyes performed. She's a vegan country singer. And also Be Kind Already, which was performed by a group of people from Direct Action Everywhere, which is really, they did an incredible job, and we turned them into music videos. And then due to the tragedy of Regan Russell, who was an amazing activist in Canada, who was giving water and love to pigs, about to go to the slaughterhouse, and she was run over and killed, we wrote a song called Go Vegan for Regan, or Regan's song. So we've been doing our best, but it's great to have real musicians. Look, I take piano classes, but I'm like, I'm not a musician. But when I hear songs, because I come from a showbiz family, I tap them out and I write them out and I send it to a real musician to do. But
that's the way to do it, you know?
It's
basically what I do as well.
Well, you're a real musician, dude. I saw you in action there. 2 instruments, the guitar and the drums. But why do you think that music is so important to getting the word out?
Do you know, I don't really know. Basically, it's all of that what it's the only thing I really do. Basically, it's the way I think is in musical terms. So if I have an idea about something, or for example, wanting to change something, I'll write a song about it, you know. Yeah. So yeah, that's just the way I put my ideas and to put my ideas forward, basically, you know. And of course, the vegan animal rights theme is the most important thing to me of all. So, you know, that's
Now,
the
you would
most
think
important
musicians,
song I've ever written, you know.
one of the things that we try to show is that people should have commonality with their other causes. If you're a woman, none of these animals are making love on these factory farms. They are all sexually violated. There's even an industry term, rape rack. Okay.
Yeah.
They're raped into existence. If you're a feminist, you would think that right there would be enough to say, I don't want to participate in that industry. I don't want to subsidize that industry. For those who are against world hunger and trying to solve world hunger, we're 7.8 billion humans, and we're raising and killing. I shouldn't say raising. We are forcibly impregnating and enslaving and killing 70 billion cows, pigs, chickens, turkeys, goats, and lambs, and slaughtering them in, I'm just going to show you a horrible, 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 horrible institutionalized torture. But the point is that if you were against world hunger, it doesn't take a mathematician to figure out 7.8 billion humans are not eating as much as 70 billion cows, pigs, chickens, turkeys, goats, and lambs who are kept confined so that all they do is eat. They're eating 75% of the soy. They're eating a huge percentage of the corn. They're eating a huge percentage of the grain. If we just stop forcibly impregnating and breeding all those farm animals and took the food and fed it directly to people, we could end world hunger. If you're an environmentalist, you could immediately begin to reverse global warming because trees absorb carbon. If you reforested some of the farmland that is growing crops not to feed people, but to feed farm animals, again, the soy crops, the corn crops, all these crops that are going into pigs and cows. And if you then reforested that land, because we only need a tiny fraction of the planet to feed ourselves, only a small percentage of soy produced is actually turned into tofu that people eat, then we could absorb more carbon and start lowering the temperature. So if you're a feminist, if you're an environmentalist, if you're a humanitarian, and if you're an artist, I always think of artists as somehow promoting peace through their work. It doesn't seem to go hand in hand with violence.
No.
Do you see artists sort of opening up to this, or when you work with other artists, do they pretty much also turn a blind eye?
Yeah. I've met quite a few artists, musicians who are very aware of it, or, you know, at least vegetarian, a few vegans. But I'd say artists in general are more open to things like this. They maybe will think about it more. They'll make the connection more. It's I think it's you know, at the end of the day, I just think we have to think of the victims in these pictures, you know. Of course, it helps the environment and all that, but, you know, look at these victims. I mean, this is the main reason to me anyway, you know.
Of course. I mean, I think for so many people.
Anybody else who's a victim, if it's a human victim, we don't say, oh, you know, we don't say to a murderer, oh, you shouldn't murder because, you know, it's bad for your health or something. We think of the victim who's been murdered. We say, look at that poor person, you know. So,
right. But, you know, health is one of the main focus groups have shown that vegan for their health more than anything else. They're open to the message. So I say whatever gets them in the door, especially now during a pandemic where you want to stay healthy. I mean, I'm eating a lot healthier. just because I'm quarantining at home and staying at home, and I'm having fruits and vegetables delivered to me, I'm not tempted by a lot of the incredible things, which I love. I mean, we want to prove to people that you can make anything vegan, the most sumptuous desserts, the most mouth-watering burgers, but all plant-based. But now I'm really trying to emphasize my own health. Look, we can all improve. I'm improving. I'm trying to really eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains. And I feel like that helps me have a better chance of surviving and not getting and surviving this horrible virus. Okay. It's self-interest. I would think that we could appeal to people's self-interest right now.
Yeah.
Plant-based is clearly healthier. You reduce your chance of heart disease. Processed meat is cancer causing. You reduce your chance of cancer. And of course, fast food is mostly meat and dairy. You give up the fast food, you can reduce your chance of underlying conditions like obesity and heart disease. So we're giving them a gift.
Yeah.
A gift, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I just urge everyone to go vegan, and it's easy. I mean, honestly, it's the easiest thing I've ever done. It's like I hear people, oh, it's so difficult, but think of your health, think of the planet, especially. I mean, it's the number one or number two contributor to greenhouse gases, so health, environmental, and of course the animals suffering horribly. It's just extending your compassion. Why does it end at humans? It doesn't have to end. Your compassion doesn't have to end at human beings. You can feel it and just not contribute. There's no need to in this. We got so much food and so many choices. You just go into a supermarket, and instead of going looking to the left at the cheese and the meat and the dairy, look to the right, and you've got all these vegan choices. It's everywhere now. It's just easy. It's simple. You don't actually have to do anything. You just don't buy that and buy this. Buy that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's so many dairy-free alternatives now, and you're absolutely right. I mean, the world is changing.
Watch videos. Don't be scared. And I mean, when you think about meat and dairy, and just think of those carbs in crates, or think of there's no reason for it.
Oh yeah. And we don't want to bring people down and depress them by showing the truth. I show it very, very quickly so that people can kind of get the reality, but then they can sort of go back to they're not going to run away from it. I just show it real quick. There's the slaughter line for pigs. Pigs smarter than dogs. They have the emotional and intellectual development of toddler children, and they are treated abominably. This is a downed pig, about to be slaughtered on the slaughter line. But I think we should wrap it up with one more clip of your incredible vegan anthem, Don't Kill Me.
Keep up with your money every day. And if you're against vegan, then you're pro-animal cruelty. Don't kill them, because there's no need. You can live perfectly without cruelty. You don't have to cause such misery, so don't kill them. Don't kill them, because there's no need. You can live perfectly without cruelty. You don't have to cause such misery, so don't kill them. And they all need your compassion, and none of them want to die. For you it's just another meal, but for them it's their life. So let them keep their freedom, let them keep their skin, let them keep their babies. You don't have to kill them.
Don't be so selfish and greedy.
Darren Mark Edwards, you are amazing. I want to thank you for joining us. I hope you come up. Are any new songs you're working on? Animal rights songs, vegan songs?
A couple of things, not necessarily vegan. Couple of other things. Usually they have a message. You can go to my YouTube. If you search Darren Mark Edwards, don't kill them in YouTube. I might be the only person that comes up with that. With
Mark Edwards, YouTube, don't kill them. What a great song. Keep them coming. Thank you for all you do. Woo!
Thank you, Jane. Thanks for having me. It's great. Thanks very much.
Talk soon. Bye.